Yo, we on here. We are on here. Let's go live. Hey, Alexis. So we are starting early today because I don't want to be up all night again. No notification. What? Come on, YouTube. Yes. So welcome to the live. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we had an interesting, to say the least, TikTok today. My TikTok had some interest today. There was some panels up today. Hey, you missed the TikTok live. Well, you probably missed it because it got cut off. Because, well, I shouldn't have been eavesdropping. Let's start there. My chat told me that um, Radio and Carlos were on a panel arguing. They told me that Radio and Carlos was on a panel arguing, and before I sent my people over there, which a lot of my people were already over there, we went and watched, and there was some word thrown around by those two, by Carlos and Radio, and my page got zapped. So that's initially what happened to my TikTok today. My page, my live got zapped because of some bad words they were saying, to say the least. And that's what happened. Yeah. They were, you know what? Here's the crazy thing about this. So they keep intending that they want to, I don't know how they keep getting into these panels and arguing at each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I know how it keeps happening. It keeps happening on the same panel. But I don't know why they keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I can't for the life of me figure out why the hell they keep arguing. So I guess Radio said enough talk. And he allegedly called some guy that's supposed to work for Carlos, but is also their bodyguard. Now, how can a person claim to be their bodyguard when they're continuously asking about needing a bodyguard? Yeah, it didn't have nothing to do with me. And that live, that live didn't even get touched. But like I said, that's what I get for going over there eavesdropping. I was just trying to keep my people from populating their live. My people said, "Hey, this is what's happening. We want to know what's going on." So we went over there to see. Right? That is not their bodyguard. I don't believe it's their bodyguard either. I don't believe that either. Because here's why. If the man is employed by Carlos as a bodyguard to anybody, wouldn't you think that Carlos would tell him to not guard them anymore? Wouldn't you? Mind you, these people are always talking about they need bodyguards. Provided a service for them one time. I 100% believe that. I 100% believe there was only a service provided to them once. Okay? I'm just getting here what happened. So my TikTok live got shut off today because we were in a live panel where we kind of joined. We didn't join the live panel. We went over there. My chat said, "Hey, Carlos and Charles are in a panel arguing. We want to see what they're arguing about." We went over there. They started throwing around curse words, and my live got zapped. Hey, Nay, did you hear me, Lay? Did you hear me why I said my live got shut off from being in that live listening to Carlos and Charles go back and forth? That's what happened to my live today. I shouldn't have been over there, but the people in the chat were saying, "Hey, this is what's going on." And before I let any more of my people go over there and populate their nonsense, I said, "Hey, we'll listen from here." Yeah, yeah, Charles said that word. Yeah. And Carlos may have said something nasty. They were both throwing around terrible things. You know, you're wondering why you didn't get notification. We were on there for almost almost an hour. And then, they said, "Hey, this is going on. We want to know what's happening." And then boom. So I'm on timeout for 2 days on TikTok, which I'm fine with. I mean, it is what it is. They didn't take my whole page and they didn't restrict me from live forever. So yeah, that's what happened. But anyways, so Charles allegedly called this bodyguard guy up and said, "Hey, set up a boxing match between me and Carlos." Okay? This is what allegedly happened. So Carlos calls the guy up himself. And he also goes on to tell Charles that I was just in Birmingham 2 weeks ago. I let you know it. Nothing happened. Listen, guys, here's what I think will happen if they meet each other. There may be a fight for like 2 minutes, okay? They will definitely probably fight. Here's why. Both of them feel like they got something they need to get off their chest against the other one, right? Problem is, it's going to have to be governed because the spouse is going to jump in as opposed to standing on the sidelines yelling and screaming for help. Now, I don't know what type of conditioning either one of these men are in, right? As far as, whether they get out and run. Well, we know radio ain't running no damn where. But Carlos has a son that I'm sure he has to chase around a lot, right? So, if it comes to stamina, I'm leaning towards Carlos. I'm leaning towards Carlos anyway. But here's what I'm trying to say. Charles is going to be huffing and puffing. He's overweight, okay? But he allegedly wants to tussle. Why hadn't they been tussled? Huh? Joe don't want to break a knee. That sounds about right. Every time, I don't even know what else they got to say to each other at this point. Thank you, Denise Brown. I don't know why they keep jaw jacking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that they would have decided. I don't think that Charles is celebrity enough to be included in any of these celebrity boxing matches, right? Because you gotta take into accountability. These guys have never been invited to a streamer's live. I'm so ready for that, Alexis. Why hasn't it happened yet? Why? What's the drama? Um, Charles has asked Carlos to fight. He's asked them to for a boxing match. That's the drama. He asked him on. Well, he's allegedly set that up on TikTok live today. I don't know what's being drug out for any of this stuff that's going on. I don't know why, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But had it been me, you know, you don't come after a person's kid, Why is he in that list? This I don't know. He's always in that panel. You know, he's always in that panel. I don't know why. I don't know why. But listen, you got people out here in these TikTok streets that love to panel hop. Not saying that's him, but you got people out here that love to panel hop. I see some people that are in everybody's panel who's talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Good or bad. There are people there's some people that we see around that's jumping in every single panel to talk about them. Doesn't matter whose panel it is. You know, it is. And Hottie told Charles that he's a celebrity. He has no business in a boxing match. Okay. This is what Hottie told radio. Then comes to find out the other girl, Danny, and Joe are beefing. What the hell are they beefing for? Why are they beefing? You know what, Denise? I didn't entertain the panel. I did go over there. So, my people, the chat was saying, "Hey, Carlos and them are over there arguing. We want to listen." We went over there, and that was the mistake. That was the mistake. Is that we went over there. Now, what said other person and Joe are beefing about, I don't know. But most of the live, Hottie was in and out of the live because she was on the phone with Joe. Really? Because he said he has no real friends. He doesn't. Who's his real friend? Who? Somebody let me know. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This man goes on live every day and says, I was talking to my friend and they said this. I was talking to my friend and they said that. This is the motto of every conversation that he wants to address for something that he's read in the comments. Okay? Every time he read something in the comments, he says, My friend called me up. Let me tell y'all something. If I got a friend that every time they call me, they're giving me bad news, I don't want to talk to you no more. Don't call me. Every time you call me, I get upset. Don't call me anymore. How about that? So, anyways, if he in fact said that to them, he was telling the truth. Hey, somebody say, hey, trolling friends. If he told them that, he was telling the truth. They can't get mad at that. Just because you defend somebody on a panel doesn't mean you're friends. You've never met. You've never went out to eat. You've never visited each other's home. How are you friends? Huh? He said it on live. Yeah. I mean, why would you take offense to that? Was he directly speaking to her? Why would you take offense to that? You know? Because here's how I feel about it. I agree with him. He doesn't have any real friends at all. Nobody stops by to see how they're doing. Nobody calls to see how they're doing. Nobody invites them over. Ross the Ray was their only real friend. Am I missing something? She was their only real friend. She invited them over, offered them drinks, offered them whatever else, they like to do, hookah, I don't know. But the problem with Ross the Ray was that Ross the Ray was always on Charles's side. He couldn't have that. He couldn't have that. You mean you're choosing an alliance with somebody else over me? So that relationship had to end. She appears to be his friend out of pity. She's not his friend either. One minute she's throwing him to the wolves. And the next minute, I'm forgiving him. I'm giving him another chance. Huh? He's like a cancer. He can't keep anything right. So I really hope that said boxing match gets set up. I don't believe it will. I personally don't believe said boxing match will get set up. Here's why. Unless they're gonna string up some ropes somewhere, or it can't be an event, right? I don't know the rules on YouTube when it comes to boxing matches. When the streamers do it, they do it on their live streams. You can pretty much get away with anything on a live stream. You know what I'm saying? You can pretty much get away with anything on a live stream. But when it comes to YouTube, I don't think you can box on here unless you're, like a boxing network. And you definitely, you know what? TikTok, I've seen some of the strangest things being allowed on TikTok now. I've seen fights. I've seen crashes. I've seen so many things that are being allowed on TikTok now, so I don't even know. But if I call somebody stupid, I'm in violation. A makeshift ring, ain't it? So if said event happens, the spouse ain't gonna let this happen unless there's money being exchanged. You know that, right? There's gonna have to be money being exchanged. And when I tell y'all, these streamers that are putting on these boxing matches, they're making tons of money. They're making streamers money. They're selling tickets. And let me tell you, this last streamers event boxing match where Ray J got KO'd, it looked like it was a makeshift ring in the smallest place they can rent out. It was packed with people. There was a little flimsy table. The table that they were broadcasting from was so flimsy that when Tekashi 6ix9ine jumped up in excitement, he knocked the whole dang table over. And they made tons of money. Huh? These people think they're the who's who of social media. You haven't made it if now one of these streamers have invited you to their live stream. Let's start there. Okay. Number two, you never had 1 million followers on anything. Okay. You was almost there on Facebook, but somebody stole your password. Somebody stole your password and took your page. Huh? That's what happened. Somebody stole the password and took their page. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. You're absolutely right, Kim. Because who else would know but the person that set it up? Somebody said, oh, I can't let you get more followers than me. I got to shut this down. I can't let you get up there where I am. I got to shut this mother down. It's going to knock us down. And it did. Money ain't been the same since. You heard? Money ain't been the same since. Because when all of this was going on, his biggest bag was coming from Facebook. Facebook don't pay like that no more. Facebook got it to where you have to be invited for monetization. Right? It ain't like, YouTube where you can come over here and say, hey, I got 1,000 people and 3,000 watch hours and I'm in. No, not Facebook. Facebook said we're going to pick and choose. So I hope that somehow, some way, said boxing match get put together. And you know what I want? I don't want it to be, hey, we're going to do this next year. No. I want them to do this next weekend. No. Because so-and-so said, you ain't in them streets like that. Radio said that to Carlos. You ain't in them streets like that. You can't tussle like that. So, you know what that tells me? Anytime, any place, on site. Not no, hey, let me build up stamina. No. Not no, hey, let me go and train. No. I want 2 men getting in a square and doing whatever the streets taught them how to do, since this is what Mr. So-and-so said. No. That's what you want. Get out there and tussle it out like real men. Nobody break it up until they both say, I've had enough. Right? Don't y'all think that's fair for 2 men who have been jaw-jacking at each other for years now? They both got something they need to get off their chest. Ain't it? Listen, Radio was up on a panel, huffing, puffing, crying the last time he talked to Carlos, saying, I lost my purpose. You made me lose everything. I mean, it was like he had ran a marathon to get there. And all he was doing was standing in his living room. The spouse couldn't even contain him. He was so out of control. You heard? The jaw jacking is over. We don't have nothing else to talk about. Meet me in Birmingham or something. We don't have nothing else to talk about at this point. Here's what happened when TikTok cut me off. Okay. My chat said, hey, Carlos and radio over there arguing. Let's go see what's going on. I had a few people in there. I had about 300 people in my live, maybe more. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, before I let all of my people go over there and populate that nonsense, I said, yeah, let's go over there. We went over there. They wanted to know what was going on. So did I. We went over there. One of them said some bad word and it got my live zapped. Not theirs, mine. That's what I get for going over there. Okay. I agree to that. That's what I get for going over there. I'm on timeout for 2 days. Okay. From live. Nothing happened to their live, by the way. Hey, Ken. Nothing happened over there, by the way. Claim they went to Denver where he at on the way to Miami. Girl, listen. That Miami trip was the worst shit they ever did. That was the worst thing they ever did because they was in transit longer than they was in Miami. How you going to be in transit 12 hours and in Miami for 7? What's that about? Huh? What's that about? He was on the phone fighting Danny. Listen, so selling. The people told me about, well, when we went over there, Hottie was out of the live talking to Joe on the phone. And when Hottie came back into the live, Carlos and Charles was already jaw jacking, right? So when Hottie came back into the live, she was trying to squash whatever was going on with so and so and Danny. And Danny said it is what it is. I don't want to rekindle anything. Now, somebody told me that just a little bit ago, Hottie and Joe weren't so cool. And then they said, Hottie said she's giving Joe another chance. I don't really care. That's their business. But what the hell do y'all keep bringing this to panels for? How does Carlos and Charles keep ending up in panels together arguing? Let me tell y'all something real quick. Everybody handles what they have to handle in their own way, okay? And if you've allegedly tried to harm my family, there's no more talk. We don't even need to talk again. What are we speaking about? I got blocked because of what'd you do? You know what? It was funny. We were interested. We were listening. You know, listen. Listen. The whole panel was laughing at Charles for trying to argue. They were telling him he sounded like he was yelling from Bikini Bottom. They were telling him he sounded like he was yelling from inside of a jar. They were laughing at his Wi-Fi. These are his friends, by the way. Because of what you said, Hottie. Like, what is going on? What is going on? I don't think I ever want to talk to you if you've tried to attack my family. I don't want to talk to you again. There's nothing to talk about. Do y'all, I mean, am I missing something? Carlos said, didn't he? I don't want friends like that, Kim. I mean, they was in there cracking up laughing. I mean, it was funny as hell, but they was making complete fun of the man. As I mean, that was his friend's panel. You hope Netta Archives has it. She does. She has it. Well, I'm pretty sure it's on her YouTube. Um, I saw Section 8 clips when it clipped some of her Section 8 clips when it clipped some of her video and put it out on their page. Is Section 8 clips a man? That's why I just listen to you. Everyone else is all buddy and weird to me. You know, me too. I don't understand what's going on. I don't. This is why I don't let people in my panel. I don't want that. I'm not going to anybody's panel anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. I feel like she has the argument. I think she probably got the entire argument. It's ain't it, Mary? The dang the lie the people was over there. The people, listen, y'all. Those people were over there yelling, screaming, laughing. You got these two guys arguing. You got radio can't even say what he want to say because the dang Wi-Fi issue. Hey BMJ, you got you got radio just cutting out, cutting out, cutting out. He's driving and trying to argue with Carlos. He's driving trying to set up a boxing match with Carlos. This boxing match should have been happened. Ain't it? They were laughing, talking about, you sound like you're underwater. You sound like you're yelling from inside of a jar. And these were his friends. These were his friends, guys. Chopped and screw Wi-Fi. Listen, they have got to have the worst Wi-Fi and data services ever. All you heard was something sitting about a fight. It was the same arguments they have against each other. They kept calling each other curse words. Carlos said something about Charles's mama, and then there was mama jokes, and it was a mess. It was a mess. And here's the thing. I know Netta Archives has it. I'm pretty sure that she bleeped out all the bad words, but it was just bad all the way around. And my page got zapped for listening. I shouldn't have took my butt over there. But my chat wanted to go over there, and I didn't want to populate their chat with my people. So we went over there. And they said some I think they said Charles said the R word. Yeah, the dogs messed up Joe's internet. They chewed up the wiring. Yeah, yeah, Nay. It was the same old thing. The limited vocabulary. It didn't make a lot of sense for them to continue to argue like this. Yeah, he said the R word and my stuff got taken for 2 days. Yeah. Meanwhile, their live never got, they said even more stuff. Their live never got touched. But mine did. But you know why mine did? Is because they continuously report me and I'm already under a microscope. You know, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, Denise Brown, what? The part where my TikTok live was taken for 2 days. How does my live get taken and theirs don't? Because they had already reported me. You remember when we was in the live, when we were in the live today, I'm gonna explain that. Let me pin your comments so everybody don't know what I'm explaining. So we was in the live today. We were doing our regular. We were just chatting. We listened to Red Nail Lady give her read on them. Right. We listened to Red Nail Lady give her read twice. So my chat said once we got off of Red Nail Lady to chat, my chat said, "Hey, Charles and Carlos are in that panel arguing. We want to go see." And I said, "Okay, sure." So we hopped over there and we listened. And the next thing I know, my live went off completely because one of them said the R word. I think it was Charles. One of them said thanks, Nay. One of them said the R word, and my live got zapped. And the gifts that I had gotten in that live got zapped too. So I'm on timeout for 2 days. Yeah, we listened several times. We listened several times. And it was magical. It listen, y'all. If y'all have never listened to Red Nail Lady and what she had to say, it was pure magic. Huh? Some of them have 5 pages. Girl, they had listen. When we went over there to the panel, okay, we went over there to the panel and they had 6 people in the panel, and all of those 6 people can only conjure up 100 people, and 90% of those people were people that be in my chat. It was the best read ever, ain't it? I'm gonna play some of it. Give me a second. Let me give me like 2 seconds. Let me get it together. So who else play? You know what? Listen, if I play Red Nail Lady over here, I don't know if I can play her over here. Hit the like button. Let me pin that. I don't know if I can play her over here. They never have many people over there, but they be over there talking crazy. They be over there saying all kind of stuff, man. Why? Here's why. This page has been mass reported by that person that they're talking about. This page has been mass reported by that person. And I don't want that person to report me anymore. Those heifers muted. uh, wait, my video gifts are still not on, BMJ? What am I doing wrong? I'm not going to risk it. No, ma'am. You know, I thought about it. BMJ, tell them what your page is in the comments so I can let them go over there and listen. We're going to pin that. We're going to let y'all, I'm going to let y'all go and listen to it on another page. A page that's not under the microscope like me. I have had to fight 6 battles for monetization over here. I'm not trying to lose that again. Sunday, yeah. That sucks. No, listen, check this out. Check this out. Here's what I'm thinking. There was no live from him today. Okay. I got another page. That's what they'll say I'm doing. You know that? If I play it, that's what they'll say I'm doing. You know that? He's reported this page for AI was the last thing he reported this page for. He said I was AI. He said I was AI. And I finally revealed myself. I said, you know what? I'm sick of this. Right. Crying, literally. You know it was real tears. You know it was real tears. Yeah. I have been fighting for this page since it got monetized in November. Everything I do. Mind you now, listen. Hold on. Okay, so the populated comment on the screen is where you can go and watch Red Nail Lady. Read the Bible on that person. And you know the sweetest part of that read? You know the sweetest part of that read was that Hottie was in the comments defending him. And that lady said, you know what? You don't want none of this. You don't want none of this. I'm a word scholar. It was preached very well. It was better than any read I could do. Down to the bone. Wordsmith. That's what she said. I'm a wordsmith. Yes, Kim. That's what she said. If somebody tell me they a wordsmith, that's like, let me tell you the equivalent of what that lady just did. Okay? Let me tell you the equivalent of what that lady just did. Say, for instance, you think you about to have a street fight with somebody and they tell you they a black belt. Huh? She's the black belt of arguments, okay? That's what she is. She's the black belt of arguments. You ain't gonna win. She's educated. And you know what's so good about that, Nay? About her? Yeah, she got Tia Kemp big, but let me tell you how she has Tia Kemp beat. She don't have to say curse words. When you can read somebody and you ain't even got a curse, you won. Because not many people can get angry throwing around words and not get a curse word thrown in there. That lady a black belt in words, okay? Somebody said, I want her to run a ring around. Oh, I want her to run a ring around her too. Oh, I want it so bad. That lady said, and if you got something to say, jump in my DMs. I'll be waiting. Girl, not one cuss word. She's a scholar, boy. Wordsmith. Educated black woman. We need her to come back. Yeah. She's welcome on my panel any day. I will take a back seat. I will mute myself indefinitely until she's done speaking. I ain't butting in and saying shit. I'm not butting in and saying nothing. Why do I need to? You know he was punching air, ain't it? You know, let me pin this. I don't care what you guys say. I really believe that things are being held back in hopes of rekindling. Oh, not the Felicia Rashad. Yes, she did. She went all Cosby show on, ain't it? A lot of people should take that lady's advice. That main person that was in those comments defending said person, that main person that was in the comments defending said person should have been the number one person taking that advice, guys. That's who should have been taking the advice. You betcha she didn't DM her. No, she didn't. No, she ain't DM. Girl, that's like you saying, that's like, say for instance, you done something. And you know the next time you see that person, they're going to beat you up. And you running from that person. And you just decide to say, well, I'm going to go ahead and get my lumps. No. Cause that's gonna be a lashing. That's that meet me after school and you want to go out the back door. Yeah. I'm gonna catch you out on the playground. No, you ain't, cause I'm going out the back door for the next few days until you figure it out. And when you figure out I'm going out the back, I'm going out the front. There's a nasty secret brewing. What do you think? Somebody tell me, how does Carlos and Charles keep ending up arguing? I need to know. How? Why? What's going on? What's happening? What am I missing? Wait, he cussed them both out? Money? He cussed them both out? You know what? Even if he's just 49 years old, he's out of the realms of beef with those age of people. Do y'all agree? There shouldn't be beef with people. There shouldn't be beef with anybody. Do y'all know who I'm beefing with? The light bill company. Because they can't seem to figure out a number that I'm comfortable with. The grocery store cash register. Because they can't be reasonable with the prices. The gas station. Because I can no longer fill my Nissan 2020 Kicks up for $30. That's who I'm beefing with. I don't have time to beef with nobody. Imagine me on the phone arguing with somebody that I don't have to argue with. Because why? You live way up north and I live way down south, and we don't have to cross paths. We don't have to call each other. I don't even have a TikTok. Why am I arguing with you? There's no beef. We over here just trying to have fun. That's what we be doing. We just over here trying to have fun. We ain't trying to beef with nobody. We'll listen to some of the nonsense until I get overstimulated and we get out of there. That's it. Life is short, ain't it? Too short to be arguing with somebody that doesn't matter in your life, somebody that doesn't make a difference in your life, somebody that if you never talk to them again, it's not going to harm your life. Girl, this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I go, you know, if you watch a if you watch a panel, right? You know, every time I turn around, I'm not subscribed. I don't follow Alvo, but every time I turn around, I'm coming across his panel because sometimes I listen to see what nonsense is going on there. So when you've listened to somebody's panel, when they're live and you're scrolling, you're gonna come across it. And I listen sometimes, and it hurts my head. It gives me a headache because these people are arguing about nonsense. Why was Carlos and Charles arguing, girl? I feel like there should be no more talk. I feel like there should be no more talk. There are people, and y'all know who they are. There are people, any panel that's talking about Joe, they're in it. They're panel hoppers, hopping from panel to panel just to get in there and say some dumb shit. I don't entertain such BS. I don't entertain that. Because why? Why would I? Why? Thanks, whoever sent. Damn it. Thanks, whoever sent me the cash app. Thank you. Well, hold on, let me see. Because I really want to thank you. Hold on. I won't call your name unless you want me to call it, but thank you for the $10 cash app. Thank you, Mary. So listen, every single day, this is why, this is, thanks, BMJ. This is why when that person sits down at that table, he's so proud, you know? He's so proud because he's got people on an app that he's not even a part of fighting for him, fighting for him, scratching, clawing, biting, screaming, yelling, crying for him. Does that make sense to any of you? What are they getting out of said situation? Are they being paid? Let me tell you something. When we was in that panel listening today, there were 6 or 7 people in said panel. There was 100 people in the panel, in the in the chat, listening. There were no gifts being sent. Hmm? You know why there were no gifts being sent? Number one, because most of the people in the chat were people that be in my chat. Most of the people in the chat were people that I see in my chat. That's number one. Number two, nobody was over there to support them. People was over there for the drama. Y'all doing this for drama. We That's the difference between me and so many other creators. I do this for fun. I do this to make you guys laugh. Sometimes we be over there in my chat. We have such a good time that when I get off the live, I feel great about myself because I really appreciate the fact that there are people out here that can be anywhere, but they're here with me. You know, y'all can be anywhere. Y'all here with me. People don't think they're supporters enough. I thank y'all all the time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for having my back. I don't get on here and just say that because I feel like I should. I get on here and say that because I mean it. I've been in panels, I've seen people send people amazing gifts and they didn't say a word. They didn't say a word. I'm calling your name out. I seen somebody get a whale one time and they just act like, it had to be sent. They deserved it. Like, wow, you got a whole whale. You can't even thank that person? So, back to this panel thing. Do y'all think Carlos and Radio are going to fight? Do you? At any point, do y'all think they're going to fight? Some folks were never diagnosed, ain't it? This man didn't say, you know, here's the crazy thing. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you, it's Angel. Charles could have literally just told Carlos, let's fight. Tell me a time, tell me a place. But you know what he did? I'm about to go call somebody. And he allegedly called somebody who was a friend of Carlos's to say, hey, set up a fight with me and this guy. The guy's right there. Thank you, Chucky. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Chucky, for the cash app. Um, if you and I are on the phone and we are arguing to the fact to where we're both super angry, why can't I just tell you, let's meet somewhere? Let's get this over with. Why I gotta call your cousin? Why I gotta call your cousin? Why? I don't like the back and forth. Let me tell y'all something. Carlos is at least 10 years How old is Carlos? How old did he say he is? He's at least 10 years younger than me. And each generation is different than the generation before them, right? Carlos is also younger than Charles, isn't he? Carlos told me one time his mama was my age. I'm 47. I don't have a reason to be out here getting myself upset. And I'm 47 years old. I got enough stuff to be upset about. Stuff that I can't do anything about. You know what I'm upset about? Gas, grocery store bills, bills in general. He said, then you're his grandma's age. You know, I got friends with grandkids my daughter's age. You know that? I got friends, my grandkid, that got grandkids my daughter's age. My daughter's 11. You're 10 years older than me. Mind you, we got a person that said, I just turned 49 and don't look like it. And don't look like it. If that person is really 49 years old, you know why he looks so much older? Mess. Being involved in mess. I mean, it doesn't help that, the skin issue. It doesn't help. But being involved in mess don't do nothing but stress you out. Do y'all see that I don't have any gray hair? I haven't dyed my hair. I don't have gray hair. I've not spent my whole life drinking. I've not spent my whole life smoking. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I'll have a margarita every now and again. And that ain't what gives you gray hair. That ain't what gives you gray hair. Let me go ahead and start there. My grandma used to say, "Stop worrying about stuff. It gives you gray hair." No, I don't really believe that. I believe it's just, sometimes people get gray hair before other people. My baby girl 9, my oldest 22 with 2 boys. Not your baby girl got uncles and aunties. Oh my goodness. They ran the same age. Not gray hair since junior high. I know so many of my friends, and they just people I went to school with, and they be like, "Your hair's the same color it was when we was in school. You got the same kind of hair when we was in school." I said, "Yeah, I didn't. I've not been the one to put a lot of chemicals, and I've never dyed my hair. Stress. Y'all believe stress making hair gray? Do you for real?" My mama 60 looks so much better than. See, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Listen, y'all. Let me tell you something. Unless Jesus Christ Himself came down and told me, I'm never gonna believe that age, y'all. I'm never gonna believe it. I don't care who told me that. I'm never gonna believe it. And true enough, it's really people out here that didn't age gracefully. A lot of them. But most of the ones that I know that didn't age gracefully were addicts of something. You know what I'm saying? Like they smoked a lot of cigarettes, or they drank a lot, or they, stuff like that. Something kind of played a factor into the fact that they didn't age well. You know? Right. I can't figure it out. I don't know. And we talked about the fact that when Red Nail Lady, did y'all go watch the Red Nail Lady video? When Red Nail Lady was out there putting that amazing read out about them, um, it was immaculate. And she stated so many facts that when we used to think the spouse was the victim, he wasn't a victim at that point. He wasn't a victim at that point. His victim days had already been over. His victim days had already been over. They were gone. He was a participant when I came in. I came in on them in 2025 in like August. I had already missed, hey, we're popular, we're popping. I missed all of that. I was not there for any of that. I came in after everything had already fallen apart. You know? Oh man, I would love to. You know what? You know what though, Miss Parker? I wouldn't even I wouldn't even say anything. I don't think I'd even say anything. You know what I do? I listen. It's hard for some people to listen. I tell my daughter all the time, you don't learn if you don't listen and if you don't ask questions. If somebody's answering all the questions before you can ask them, then what should you be doing? You should be listening. Somebody said I had secondhand embarrassment. Uh, uh, you know who really should have been embarrassed? Hottie. Hottie should have been the number one person embarrassed because that lady said, "Come on, come on, Cletus. It ain't but a short walk. You'll walk over, but you gonna be limping back. It ain't gonna be no easy win." That's what she said. I grew up with a girl. She had a full head of gray hair in middle school. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It don't. I got a friend that she's got that birthmark streak of gray hair. And I saw a video once of a man who had that same birthmark streak, and he passed it down to all of his children. And my friend who has that birthmark streak didn't pass it down to either of her children. Is that what it's called? Skunk? Is it? I want to. Somebody said she steady carrying a bone. I want to know how she getting. I want to know how much money is being handed down to said person. That's what I want to know. I want to know how much money is being handed down to said person. It's got to be money exchange, right? Your daughter has it. That's awesome. She said, "Gray has taken over my head. I have more than my mom, and that's okay. That's okay." Hey, Jessica. We didn't even get to You know what? And I want y'all to be honest. I want your honest opinion. We haven't got a chance to watch. Wait, let's start here. The second part of Roster Ray's interview is coming out Friday. Is that what they're saying? Diamond's broker in the drama. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. But y'all know something. Drama is infusing the internet at this point. You know that? Drama is playing a huge factor in the internet because any type of drama, people want to listen to it. They want to be nosy. They love it. I can listen to it to a certain extent, but I want no parts of it. I want no parts of that. I haven't watched part one. And you know what? I'm not. I feel like I'm not going to learn anything. I feel like we already know everything we want to know. Only thing is we hadn't had anybody to stamp it for us, and it's not gonna get stamped. What somebody said, congratulations, Nate. What happened to Nate? What am I missing? It's not worth the watch. Yeah, hey, listen. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Is the Tasha K thing still on since Tasha K got a some type of deal? Is it? Happy birthday to your oldest. 15. I'm gonna cry when my baby turns 16. I already know it. She's probably not gonna be the same sweet soul that she is now. She's gonna be in those teenage years. My hair's gonna be gray by then, I guarantee you. In 5 years, I'm gonna have a head full of gray hair. You thought it was canceled. It might be. Somebody said I want to get my money back. You know what? Once I once I done that, I'm not the hey, I want my money back type of person. But I was kind of questioning why I did it. He said my 3-year-old son has a birthmark on the left side. His hair is blonde in one spot. Oh, I bet he's beautiful. Oh, I bet it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, everybody say happy birthday to Nate's son. Yes. They got a teenager. I ain't ready to have a teenager, Nate. I'm just not. I ain't ready for no teenager. It says, let me pin this real quick. Oh, damn it. I gotta go up a little bit. It says the way talked about the interview, she did talk to someone from her team. Now I saw Eula. Do y'all follow Eula Williams on the Facebook? Do you? She posted something that said Tasha K had got an endorsement, something or another going on. Some people were giving her a better platform. Um, that's a way for her to get out of debt, maybe. Pay Cardi B back. Y'all know I couldn't imagine owing somebody $4 million, and it's more now. She owed an extra $4 million because she talked about Offset's gambling habit, and it was in the paperwork, cease and desist. You can't talk about me, my children, my baby daddy, my husband. She can't talk about none of that, and she did it. So there was another 4 million granted, and Tasha K at one point was asking for more time. If I asked you to leave me alone multiple times and you didn't, and when the judge said, yeah, you should have left her alone, I'm not giving you more time. She's suing the husband now too. Like, you know what, y'all? If it came down to leave me alone or I'm going to sue you, a celebrity of this magnitude, you can't go up against her lawyer's team. Her lawyers are expensive. She's a celebrity. Cardi B got up in that courtroom and shed a couple of tears. It was over. It was over from now. Yeah, it was over. And then the fact that, the allegation that was thrown out there was proven to be wrong. There was nothing else to be said. They down bad, girl. Yes. Yeah, he did try to move the money. He did. He did. Y'all, I can't even imagine having $4 million or 12. How much was she sued for? 3 or 4 million? And then she had to turn around and pay another 3 or 4. I can't even imagine having that kind of money, let alone owing it. And how much did her GoFundMe ever get? Tasha K made a GoFundMe. How much money did it ever bring in? Does anybody know? Last I looked at it, it was like not even 10 grand. You had to unfollow her. She keeps up too much drama. So many people keep up so much drama, girl. Oh my God. I hate to owe the utility people. I couldn't imagine owing millions. Ain't it? The fact of owing people that you have to pay is enough for me. You gotta pay your lights, you gotta pay your water, you gotta pay your rent. You know, you done got out here and got yourself in a hole to where you gotta pay more people than your mortgage. Oh yeah, same with Brene. Same with Brene. Listen, y'all. What was it about Tim that made Brene want to fight for him like that? And say she's still stalking the girl. Why? You got him. You know what? That would piss me off more than anything. That would make me mad more than anything I can think of. You know why? Because you got him. Why are you still bothering me? People say she on a run, girl. I believe it. Tim with the wide hips. Girl, Tim with the wide hips. Sakaya's husband with the wide hips. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. First love. Your first love. And isn't Brene being sued by her ex? I thought she was suing by her ex too. Wait, what other girl's still pregnant? Girl, they dated back in high school. Oh, they dated back in high school. I see. And she wanted him back. Her ex is suing Tim. Okay, I got you. And hey, listen, at the end of the day, if the ex is suing Tim, ain't Brene gonna have to pay it? Brene gonna have to pay that. What Tim got some money at? They said he worked for Amazon delivery. Ain't it? They said Akira had the baby. Wow. Girl, not him making $500 a month. Now listen, is there no other job out there? Is there not? Is there no other job out there where you can't make more than $500 a month? Who on disability? Is it true her ex is Tim's cousin? Oh, you know sometimes you go down a rabbit hole and all kinds of stuff pop out, ain't it? She literally had to buy her man. Mm. Does Tim see his kids? Is Brene allowed to be around them? Um, Probably not for Brene. Um, I would allow him to see the children if I were in that situation. You better get into it, make a good living. Yeah, man. You think they're play cousins? Okay, gotcha. Play cousins. I see. I don't know. We got it's so much drama on TikTok right now, y'all. Let's help me keep up with this. We got Tia Kemp and Tokyo Tony beefing. We got Alvo beefing with pretty much everybody, but right now, Grip Baby. We had Bossy cuss out Peach McIntyre for trying to battle her. Um, she's showing text messages of what? Still the Joe stuff? Cousin back on Joe? Girl, why not just tell it all? Hmm? See, I can't do that because Live 3D, Live 3D has already got a strike on her page for bullying him. He sent a strike to her page for bullying him. Okay. You still trying to find Red Nail Lady. Um, Red Nail Lady is under your daily tea. Let me look again. Hold on. It's on YouTube. Hold on. And Neta Archives got it too. Neta Archives got it too, okay? Girl, listen, let me tell you what I would have did. Let me tell you what I would have did. If you if you're looking for if you're looking for compensation for said, yeah, here's the page, guys, where Red Nail Lady is. Your tea for the day. ABC has Red Nail Lady too. Listen, if it were me, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't keep up the mess. I just feel like if I wanted to, if I feel like, okay, listen, y'all, I'm gonna tell all, but here's the thing. Here's what I would have done. She came into my life. I offered her in to my life. She was there. I offered her in and I said, hey, what you got going on? She said, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. We gonna, I would have put maybe a cash app goal of $100. There was 600 of my people in there. Well, I'm not gonna say they're all my people, but there was like 600 people in there. Because we say I agreed to get off live and we were gonna go over there because I always tell my people I'm not trying to take views from anybody because at the end of the day we're all trying to do the same thing, right? We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to make a coin off of this here internet. So I said, yeah, we'll go over there and we'll listen. My people wanted me in the panel to ask a few questions. I feel like the questions that I would have wanted to ask would have been um wouldn't have been answered because the questions that I wanted to ask would have involved the protected person. Okay. So um I would have just said, okay, guys, listen, I'm gonna tell this, but I need y'all to send me some cash apps. And once I get to $100, I'll tell. People would have started sending $1, and you got 600 people in here. You understand what I'm saying? People would have started sending $1 or whatever, right? And then you do your tell all. What I want to know is it doesn't really matter. But said lady who has 4 parts of this interview, was there money exchanged? She's become famous overnight. Maybe that was the goal. I don't think it's going to happen. Spill it? Nah. No. We'll get it out of Hottie and them first. And that's why I'm not going. I'm not going. I listen. Hey, nah. I don't want to hear the same stuff. I definitely don't want to hear stuff I already know. I definitely don't want to hear stuff I already know. Oh, Red Nail Lady deserved it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cause see, listen, I'm gonna follow Red Nail Lady because I want to hear what she gotta say. She the one that's getting all the money from you. See, that's the point, BMJ. That's the point. Like I said, was there any money exchanged? Did she get anything from said interview? Did you just go sit down and talk all of this talk for free when you could have just got on the internet, which it might not have been about money. I'm not saying it's about money, but what I'm saying is we paid for a recording, right? So I'm not 100% sure that if I knew some tea about a very, controversial person, that I wouldn't want to make a coin off of it because everybody else is. Am I missing something? Says Hottie's whole life, it seems like people trying to get her to turn on Joe. Well, they might as well save their voice. She's loyal. I keep turning my camera off because I can't stop yawning. Uh, I'm so tired. Um, if it's Joe's classmate, what was the intention for the interview? Because when y'all said Joe's classmate, I felt like this person knew some information that was going to be spread to us, right? I thought said person was going to give us some information, about him that, hey, he was this is how he was in school. Not, oh, we was in elementary. You don't remember how nobody was in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? We don't remember what elementary school hell was going on with people. We don't remember that. Never said why the classmate reached out. Listen, y'all. Listen. 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 Number one, not everybody's going to have your best interest in heart. Absolutely. Absolutely. And listen and be clear. If Joe goes live, we might go live on another page on TikTok. Stay tuned. Cause hey, listen, hey, we can't be stopped. Come on. This is us. We got other page. I got other pages. I got other pages. Did I not tell y'all I had a page before I made the troll page? We might go live from that page. Listen to me. Not everybody always got your best interest in heart. You see what I'm saying? You go on this person's platform. We don't know if there was money exchange. We don't know if that's even what she wanted, right? This person's going to make some good money off of that because I assume this person is monetized on YouTube and TikTok, right? Oh, you're super late. We almost 2 hours in. We almost finna wrap this up. So you go in and you talk about a person, right? Say for instance, I personally knew Chris Brown, right? Say for instance, I might have dated Chris Brown. And Chris Brown has done something so bad that everybody hates him right now. And people want to know information on him. And people are reaching out to me for said information. And they're saying, hey, come up here, let's talk. They're not offering me anything. But when I go up here and talk to said people, they're going to make thousands and thousands of dollars. When all I did was told a story and made it to where even if there was ever any chance of us reconciling our differences, I've just messed that up. And I also didn't make a dime. When people are trending, look at what happened with this movie thing. This is a case in point. Look at what happened with this movie thing. When this movie thing happened, Dinner with the Parkers, these people knew that that was a controversial person, right? These people didn't care if you liked the movie. What they cared about was numbers. They didn't care about the drama that followed with this person. They didn't care about if they were going to lose any followers about this person. All they cared about was, hey, this person is controversial. People think that this person's going to mess up. This might be a win for us. And I don't know if it was a win for them at all. What do y'all think? If I'm going to tell information about a person and I know people want to hear about this person, I'm going to get compensated. I'm going to get compensated somehow. I think it's only fair. I looked up in Google, it said the person was born 1950 can only drop out of fifth grade education. That would make sense on his age, wouldn't it? See, Red Nail Lady threw something out there I've already thrown out there multiple times. She just made it sound so educated and way better than what I said. I said, was trying to, whoever coached him or whoever he watched to try to be a female failed him. Red Nail Lady said that lady hated him. There aren't many people on the live. You know, you can only tell a story so many times. Y'all understand? I passed through and saw her on with Hottie and somebody, but I didn't listen at all. I saw she was on live. I popped in. I saw them. I popped out. Twin about to come up. Girl, listen. We about to get off live. Um, you can only tell a story so many times. I don't know if it's the same story. I don't know if it's new stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't. Um, I read a thing the other day where cousin said she wasn't talking about him anymore, and I told her, "Dang." I figured, she had moved on to better things. I'm doing what keeps the numbers good. I'm doing what makes me feel like my people want me to do. I don't feel like my people want me over there in that panel. No. Yeah, I'm just a listener. Hey, I can listen. I don't care who all's doing content on Joe, because you know why? My people are stamped. We stamped. My people showing up every time. Yeah, y'all like me by myself, and I like being by myself. We don't need nobody. We don't need that. I just don't know what's going on there. I feel like I don't have that much stuff to talk about with that person. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that much stuff to talk about with that person. I can't even think of another thing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We do a live, we we break down the live, we see things in the live, we listen to things that were said. I don't want to know nothing else. I feel like everything I think I know is enough for me. Thank you so much. Says I like your page. You are fun and engaging. People like to be engaged with. A lot of people don't engage, you know? I agree, Joe. You remind me of the old school radio host. Very chill. You engage without bias. That's how it's supposed to be. I was just talking about, these people get up on these panels, and the host doesn't control the panel very well. You need to mute people that are talking out of line, and the people that's been in there too long, or getting just too comfortable, or you don't want to listen to them anymore. It's okay to drop people. It's okay to drop people. He's coming back live tomorrow to make money. He mentioned having whatever little surgery he was going to have. I don't know if it was supposed to be had today or supposed to be had tomorrow. But embarrassment may have played a factor as to why there was no live today. He might have been embarrassed to from asking for cash apps for his birthday. Hell, I probably got more cash apps than Joe on his birthday, because he came over there messing with me and restricting my gifts, and y'all started hitting the cash app for me. He said the fourth, so it would have been today. Wait, is this what Joe's talking about as a gift? I don't know. Is it the hand? I hope so, because people told me that my gifts weren't on, Jessica, and I didn't know how to. I thought I turned on everything. Well, here's the thing, Courtney. Um, it wasn't that. It was that people were telling him that he's told us multiple times that he doesn't need our money. He will never put his cash up there. He's a celebrity. He's an icon, and you can't tell people. Listen, guys, if this is how you make your money, you don't have any other outside sources, you don't have a job, you don't have nothing going on, you don't tell people that you don't need their money, because you do. You do need their money. Their money is paying your dang bills. Literally. It's different gifts you can send. I think I don't get to see them because I'm over here on this live stream, this StreamYard. I think that's probably why I don't get to see them. That may be it. But thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the cash apps. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for being here. Um, it is 4 minutes to 10. We've been on here almost 2 hours. So we're gonna wrap this up. Since I'm on timeout, He needed money for his copay. Probably. Um, since I'm on timeout on TikTok for now, I'm on timeout for 2 days, guys. Well, actually, it's 3 days. I can't go to what's to the 7th. Anyways, we're gonna figure that out. Um, but yeah, we'll be doing super chats, girl. I'm so damn tired. I've been up for 3 days. I've been up for 3 days. I done pillow talk 3 days in a row. I'm exhausted. Anyways, we're gonna do pillow talk again. That's why I'm doing pillow. That's why I started pillow talk early tonight, so I can get off in time to get some sleep for work. No, my live just got clipped today because Charles said the dang R word while we was creeping in and listening to his dang live. So, I shouldn't have been over there, but my people, we wanted to go and listen to what Carlos and Charles was back and forth about. And, that was my mistake for going over there. But yeah, it's back on Sunday. But we going live. I might bring y'all over to another page. Stay tuned for TikTok. I might bring you over to another page. I might bring y'all over to another page. Stay tuned. If Joe goes live, I'm bringing y'all to another page. I will let y'all know the page name tomorrow. It's got live. It's monetized. It's my page. I just don't post on it. I got all wrapped up in this dang troll page. So listen. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Yeah, we're doing pillow talk tomorrow. It's Friday. Is tomorrow Friday? What the hell is today? I'm so caught up. Girl, I don't know shit. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, we're doing it. Um, I'm gonna give y'all the page name tomorrow. We'll go from there. I'm gonna post it on TikTok. Only problem is that's the page I watched Charles from. So once I pull let you guys come in on that page, it's over for me being able to watch him from that page. But there are other pages. They don't take nothing to make another TikTok. I don't want to do it, but it is what it is. We'll go to my original page, the page I had before the troll page. It's got 14,000, over 14,000 followers over there. It's not a big deal. We can go over there. Ain't nothing over there. Y'all done seen me. Why not? Happy birthday, Kels. Kels' birthday is tomorrow. Y'all tell him happy birthday. Or her. So yeah, why not? We can get gifts. We can get super chats. We can go live over there. So yeah, we'll probably do that. And for tonight, that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. I can't thank y'all enough. Go show cousin some support if you guys aren't tired. Show her some support. Go over there and throw her a like. I'm gonna throw her a like before I get out of social media world for tonight. I'm gonna throw a like. I'm not gonna go in there and participate. But a like doesn't hurt anybody. You know. So, you do what you gotta do to keep your numbers up, to get your money flowing. I think her page it's her YouTube page is monetized, isn't it? Isn't Cousin's YouTube page monetized? Because if it is, she'll be making some pretty good money with whatever they got going on over there. You know. I'm, I'll go and watch Golden Girls. You know what, y'all? I'm going to watch. Yeah, I'm not watching anything. I'm going to sleep. I feel like I've been up all week long, y'all. I'm exhausted. That's why I keep turning the camera off. My eyes is red. I'm yawning. I keep rubbing my eyes. So listen, tomorrow, stay tuned. We'll see what this person does, and we'll determine whether or not we're gonna go live on TikTok. But we'll definitely be back here at a reasonable time for Pillow Talk. That sound good? Oh, 2 nickels over there now. I'm gonna go throw a like and I'm getting the hell off. Okay, it's over for me there. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. We didn't get to chat it up after TikTok because they just shut me down. But you know, it is what it is. We'll be back. So good night, good night, good night. Sleep tight. And we'll be back tomorrow in some form. Good night, guys. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Good night.